Hello, good afternoon. Today it is, what day is today? I haven't even said what day today is, so I don't even know. I was blogging in my native tongue, celebrating that now I can make videos of 50 minutes again, because I was pushing the settings and I saw that, it was like, oh, you want Google to do this? Is like saying, no. I say, or none. I say none. None. It's always good, instead of playing video games, look into your phone, your tablet, and you'll find a lot of bullshit like that, because ever since I reset it, the last time I resetted this phone to factory settings, I resetted it, I don't know, 5 weeks ago, something like that. 5 weeks ago, like I was only allowed to make half an hour videos, and then boom, it will cut me off. It cut me off, half an hour videos, and cut me off. I'm like, why? What the fuck? It's like getting in the damn phone. I used to be able to make 3 hour videos at the beginning, and then like, because they do whatever YouTube tell them to do. If YouTube said that, oh, don't let that bitch make more than 15-minute videos, unless you know how to unblock phones and shit, like then you'll be okay. But I don't, so I'm like experimenting. So I just made a video, another video of like 50 something minutes. I was just like, damn, now I don't know what to say. I don't know. But I don't know, I'm like, I was questioning on my way here, what am I doing? Is it good to talk to the phone? Oh, now the wind is coming up now. Is it really good to talk to the phone, or is it, shit. This thing is like, now you gotta close up. So we don't know. So I don't know. I mean, like, I like talking to the phone because, like I said, then I can revisit
This bag right here.
and I get a better idea of what's going on in the head. And it just made me think, how hard it is today to get good friendships, to get honest friendships, that are invested. I mean, I love to do this. I love to do this. I think that's how I lost most of my friendships because, I'm listening. I'm listening, fucking. Okay, I don't want to reveal too much, but I'm an Aries. I'm like, I love to listen and to see the transformations, the evolution of consciousness, all that stuff in anybody. But what happened that I end up meeting people like, you end up telling me like, this week you've been like, kind of like, because I say it. And then they go like, okay, so I don't need to, because they're like, the way I see it, because I used to be there, I mean, obviously, we want to be in, we know what we're doing is not really good. We know what we're doing is not really good. And then on top of that, you get somebody who like, is reminding you, that saying that, hey, your personality been changing this week. What's going on? And like, I feel like meanwhile people are like trying to block the sun with one finger, like they're trying to. And then, yeah, I'm like, but I mean, I grew up listening to radio and whatever. I don't know. I always got that idea, that good friendships, family, especially your family, they can tell you, you know, they're just like your mirror. They're like your mirror, right? But I don't have that. I don't have that. So it's like, but to me that's just it's been like my definition of friendship or family. You know, to have a mirror. Look, bitch, this is what you're doing now. This is who you are now. This is like, you know, and you used to be this. You used to be this. Is that on purpose? You're doing it on purpose, or you don't know. You know, you don't know that you're doing it. And I think basically, you know, like celebrities and people like that's basically what they're paying for. They pay for the therapist, their life coach, their whatever, their team, you know, to let them know, like, you know, hey, it's just like, you know, you're walking funny, or you're walking now, like, you know, the feedback, you know, how important it is feedback for, you know, us human beings, that we got this level of consciousness. I mean, which is, I think it's more like an anti-consciousness or something. I don't know. You don't see nobody. You don't see nobody. Like, you know, I'm looking right now, this beautiful little bird trying to, I don't know, I think he's trying to pull some, I think, you know, little, what's it called, hay or something to make his nest. I don't know what he's going now. But they're not, nobody, it's self-conscious like that. Nobody's self-conscious like that. Like, oh, you know, how do I look? How do I look? You know, do I look that way? They do what they do. Like my cats, I always have cats, you know, so I always see they're like, you know, they clean themselves, and the moment they wake up, they go, oh, I miss this spot. They go like, oh, they go like, you know, constantly cleaning themselves. But even if they have a mirror right there, they're not gonna go look in the mirror, like say like, oh, everything is all right. No, they just be. They just are. They just do. You know. But we do need feedback. We need, you know, I mean, like, I feel like a lot of times because of that, you know, a lot of people, they fall into drugs and alcoholism, like whatever, you know, always, I think it's this pushback from society. I mean, not pushback, pulling away from society, you know, and slowly beginning to sympathize with, you know, antisocial behaviors, whether it's like rappers or, you know, artists, whatever, like, they go like, yeah, F everybody, F this, it's like, I don't know. It's just a theory, obviously. I don't know. I've never done any empirical studies on human behavior, but this is great. This is like, I think this is really great because I was always, since I can remember, I was being concerned about that, you know, not having anybody giving me feedback. I've been living by myself since I was like, was it 19? I think I was 19 years old. You know, that's my, I was just saying this week, you know, how they decided to go back to my mom's hometown. You know, my parents, they decided, like, well, we're going back. We don't like the city no more. And my older sister said that's because, like, my mom, I guess, she thought that she was going to be able to be more or do more, or like whatever, you know. I don't know where she came out with that theory that, you know, my mom like. I mean, and I mean, I kind of like, I looked at it like, yeah, that might be true because over there in her hometown, you know, everybody knew her, everybody like, you know, whatever, you know, and the big city is like, you're just another brick in the wall, right? And you know, I said, well, have a nice trip. Have a nice trip. Bitch, you're coming with us, like whatever. No, I'm not. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. You know, I think that's when I was like, hell no. As a matter of fact, I'm going away, far, 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 far away to the United States. You know, and that's so stupid, you know, reading, you know, Archie comic books. I was thinking about the comic, and then I put it together. Archie, you know, I don't know. So many distractions. People running, people cars, whatever. It's like I get so distracted, and like I say, you know, they say like, well, you know what? We might not be able to sell the house at the price that we want to sell the house, you know, so let that bitch stay there, whatever. I don't know how much money they got because I stood there like 5 years in that house. I mean, I loved it until they took all the furniture away. I'm like, I was like, oh my God, you know, because, you know, my father just had got his inheritance. I think it was like 1970. I don't know, 72 could be, I don't know. And, you know, he kind of thought that, you know, like, you know, he had that vision of, you know, inheriting, and, you know, so he bought, I mean, if I tell you what he bought, I mean, like, you'd be like blown away. That's how I'm crazy too. I come from crazy, like, he bought this dining room set, circular. This thing is circular. Well, I don't know. He could have been, I guess, let's put like a tall man, right? Like a tall man, they're like 6'5", whatever. Probably. That was the diameter of the table. And it's oak. I think he bought, I don't know, like 20 or 25 chairs. Oak. And the back of the chair was, you know, I don't know how you say that. Neat. With this, it's like some plant that, you know, I mein, it's this kind of shit that you find in some palace. You don't find that in somebody's house like that, you know. Just the it's like what do you call it? Like with drawers and doors to put all the dishes. That shit is like, I don't know. I guess that was 12 feet long. It was almost wall to wall. Got drawers, and like you could put all like the china, whatever. Yeah, probably like 12 feet, 10 feet long. Oh, and the chairs, just like the living room set. it was all in this special fabric, of course importer, and it was like, well, I think it's called Petit Pois, like the same color of the dining room set. It's like this, a little bit like this. This is too bright. This is too bright. A little bit like really beautiful green. I guess that's why also I love green. I don't know, because of that. You know, living. You know, because of the shit that we used to have. You know. So anyway, I'm like getting so distracted. Why am I telling you this? I hope it's not coming out as showing off. I mean, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. I mean, like that shit is like whoever get that. Well, let me just say, if I ever, for some freak accident, I become a millionaire, I'm gonna go tell him, can I buy that shit from you? Because I want it. Like the chairs, like, you know, I'm not gonna say exquisite. I thought it was like exquisite, no, but the chairs is like, everything was so nice. I mean, the living room set, you know, I like more like that it got legs. It's very, very comfortable. It's one that is like 20 feet long. That's the sofa. Then there's the love seat. And then there's the single sofa, you know. And all the bottom, it's all Petit Pois. So I don't like those kind of sofas. I like it more like, not to be too comfortable in the living room because, you know, for couch potato, you know, that's for whatever, slobs, whatever. I don't even like. And I have very comfortable sofas in my house, but you know, that's just because it was cheap. I mean, it was on sale. I got it. My sofa, I got him like, I guess, 1990. So you do the math. And then I got another one from IKEA because I went to buy bookcases, you know, and they told me, well, you know, you're gonna pay $100 delivery fee, whether it's one thing or whether it's up to $1,000. Say up to $1,000, you pay $100 delivery. So I go like, I didn't want to just, because the bookcases was like $15 each. You know, all you gotta do, you gotta assemble them. You know, that was $15 each. And so I don't have a car or anything, so I ended up buying a sofa. It was $150 sofa. Still there. It's really good. It's really good. I've been meaning to give it away. Nobody wanted. You know, I think it was one of the early IKEAs when they first came in. I don't know if they're still coming out like that. And I have a closet. And somebody assembled it for me, but it cannot come out of my bedroom because they assemble it in my bedroom. And I mean, you can barely see it because it's right next to the door. So when you look inside the bedroom, you know, you don't see it because it's like right here, but it's huge. I have all my winter coats in there. And, you know, I would have never been able to put it together, but that shit was on sale. You know, that shit was on sale. I think it was like for $40. I think I got it for $40 on sale. Okay, so I'll take that thing. And like, it was a miracle that I found something for free. For free. He liked to, I guess he liked to feel like a man every now and then, I guess. And he put it together. Like, you know, I said, like, I look at the hinges. The hinges is like, I say, how you gonna put this shit on? Like, he tried to explain to me, like, I'm like, it was so elaborate. They had like all these things, and I don't know how he put the hinges. And like, he put it there. It took him a whole day. It It took him the whole day to put it all together. And I got a mirror. And that was it. At least I felt like, oh shit, I didn't pay. It was gonna be more for the shipping than for the bookcases. And a lamp, which I'm giving it to my ex. I mean, it's nice, but it's not my style. Don't go with anything. You know, it's just like, it's good. Like, you have a corner in your house that nothing. Because it go like up like a reflector. Why am I saying this? Oh, I was talking about feedback. Yeah, my parents needed some feedback. They sold the house, and now every time they need to go to the city, because they're elderly now, they have to ask somebody they can stay with them. Yeah, I mean, they said it themselves, you know. Can't believe we sold the house, can't believe that, you know. But they must have gotten a good money for that house, you know, because I don't see them like having any money problems. I guess they put it in investments or like whatever, but, you know, he built, my father built, ordered to build a country house upstate, you know, which you have to go, like, it's really scary for me. I tell them, you know, like, I will never be there, but they like, you know, my mom have memories. It's called the Highlands. So my mom loved the Highlands. So, so they did a whole, you know, like a movie. Actually looked like a freaking movie. So they got, you know, thanks to me that I was watching the house. Otherwise, they probably would have sold it faster. Because if it was empty, they didn't want to hire somebody to live in the house and watch it. You know, un velador, like a night watcher. You have to have a night watcher. So I was there, and they left me a car. They bought a new car, and they left me some Japanese car, a piece of shit, and like whatever. But I was so happy. Because I was by myself. And like I didn't have to go back into a small town again, which I felt like it took me so long to leave the small town, you know. Because, you know, I wanted to leave, you know, but then my parents, they say, oh, we're gonna go to the big city, which happened to be the second city, you know. So I was like, yeah, that's great, but I didn't like it because, you know, they put me in private schools, but, you know, with no money. I was really shallow, like I said, I was very shallow. Instead of being grateful for being in a private school, you know, I was worried about what was I wearing, you know, can you compete, you know, supposedly in my head, with the other budgets. The other ones, they have wardrobe budgets. I didn't get no wardrobe budgets. So, and, you know, once again, there was no feedback. There was no, to say like, you know, you're wasting your money. You know, I don't know if I had a learning disability, but definitely I didn't learn shit in private schools. Can you imagine? I mean, like, my cousin, he always worked to support himself to public school, you know, which was really good. The University of Guadalajara is really good. And he had to have, like, he was a personal driver of this woman. I never met her, but he, like, you know, I ran into him, you know, sometimes, like, he was sitting in the car waiting for her, or like, you know, to pick her up, and was hard. His life was hard, and I was like, he was very smart. He got good grades. You know, I would say like, oh, I should have switched. I always say I should have switched because my cousin, he looked a lot like my father. They were the same. They were black. They were both black, and they love sports. Obviously, he will like, you know, my father sometimes he will like, you know, invite him to go to the sports club, whatever. You know, and they play tennis all day because they both love to play tennis. So my cousin was the son he never had. Basically, he looked like him, walked like him, same personality, very smart. My father, you know, he was a high school dropout. You know, I talked about this all the time just because, you know, my grandfather, he thought it's like, oh, I feel like that was his internalized racism. You know, my grandfather being black, and his son being black. I mean, the dark skin of his children. So supposedly, that was what my aunt said, that he doubted that my father was good in school. And he told him, it's like, you study because I don't want to pay, you know, like, because he was in the Lyceum, I don't know, they didn't call them schools, they call them lyceums, El Liceo. So they told him, are you studying? And my father was like, you know, like, oh my God, he got so depressed, my father, because, you know, my grandfather doubted about him. You know, and way later, you know, he stopped going to school. And he started, like, I guess he was working in one of my grandfather's businesses. And it wasn't until years later that my grandfather ran into one of the teachers and said, whatever happened to your son? He was the best in class. Human beings, we are so stupid sometimes, you know. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take it that his own father was doubting about him. So yeah, I mean, I think I always will recommend people to get into their phone. You don't have to practice it. I've heard that people, they write letters that they never send. They erase them. I mean, they write emails. I heard people write emails and then they chicken out and they never send them, they erase them. And so this is my version of that, I guess. This is my version of that. And it's in our nature. It's in our nature. All our ancestors, all over the planet, you know, we have the need to express ourselves. You know, self-expression is just as important as, you know, drinking water, probably. You know, we have to express ourselves. And we live in times where, you know, we're persecuted, where we are like, you know, I mean, like, it's just like in the movies. If I hadn't seen the movies, how will I be like, this shit is like in the movies, you know, anybody see you. I mean, people, they see me like, you know, like, oh, this bitch is, it's like not in the Matrix. It's like, you know, don't rock the boat. Don't like whatever, you know. I'm trying to stay in this freaking illusion, you know. I'm trying to believe it. I'm trying to, you know, I'm struggling, you know, buying all the freaking lives of the crackers. You know, I'm trying to buy all the crackers bullshit. And here's this fucking bitch telling me like, all this stuff like, like la 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 la. I don't want to hear it. I don't hear it. I don't, like hear no evil, see no evil, or talk no evil, right? That's just because I said so, That's just because. So it is hard. It is hard, like I say, especially in my home country, like I hear just, I don't hear. It's like, but I feel the energy on Twitter, Mexican Twitter, And somehow the ones who like, they know in their heart that all this is bullshit, that there's no such thing as whiteness. There's no such thing as, white race or anything. That's a disease, I told you. It's a freaking disease. It's being melanin deficient. It's a disease. Look at all the symptoms, all the shit that happen to people. People get violent, people get like totally detached from their actions. You get detached from your actions because you don't have all the empathetic thing that come from the conductiveness of carbon conductiveness, so. And they know this, and that's what they put. This is why our African American brothers and sisters are so vulnerable, because they feel everything, 1,000 times that we do. And I have conversations. I have conversations, and they tell me like, it is quite an experience. That's what they say. It's quite an experience to be able to like, see certain things, smell certain things, taste certain things, and and be in certain things. I mean, it's like, obviously everything, all that is a blessing, but at the same time, it is a weapon in the hands of the crackers. In the hands of the crackers, they know, like, they can come and like, have certain frequencies to destroy you. Certain food that, attack, carbon production. All this stuff, all this stuff, and like they get so confused. Like Dr. Valentine said, we see how foggy is the sun. That's how foggy is our mind. The sun is in a fog, our mind is in a fog. But nobody's trying to say like, hey, you know what? Stay away from the sun. Nobody tell the crackers, stay away from our sun. It's not your sun. It's everybody's sun. Some are clouds, which is like, every time, you can see the sunniest day. And you can see that, blue skies, bright blue skies, pointed to the sun, and it's not blue. It's a fog, it's a mist. Always a freaking mist on the sun from what they spray, the chemtrails. So everything that we see, everything is for a reason. Everything is for a reason. It's like, oh, why is this thing there? Why is that thing there? It's like, and even the damn crackers, they're learning the hard way. They're learning the hard way because they're like so reckless that they go like, oh, why is that shit over there? Why is that like,
get rid of that shit. And then they find out it's like, oh my God, we get plagues, we got plague infestation, you know. And we all even seen documentaries how just introducing one species anywhere. People, they introduce one species, like, you know, like I wanted to have one of those catfish that are really beautiful, like, but you know, my friend, he know about that stuff. He said like those things get very big. He said over there in Florida, they had a epidemic of those catfish. You know what I'm talking about? They're like black and like, you know, very like leopard prints a little bit, and you know, I mean they are like bottom feeders, so they clean everything and stuff. But they say like people, they let them out in the wild, and they say they've seen some, they grow up like this big. It's like everything that we do, like it's like, you know, oh, I don't like that plant, you know, that plant, take it out. Then we get a epidemic of certain mosquitoes, whatever, like, you know, like the hummingbirds, the colibri, you know, that's one of the major actors in insemination of all the plants in the planet. And we barely ever see them because they fly so quick, right? They say they can move their wings like 1,000,000 times a minute, right? And stuff, and we see like, oh, you know, hummingbird. I think that's what it is, you know, colibri. We call them colibri. And, you know, and they go like flower by flower. They take out the whatever, the eggs or the seed. I don't know what they take out. And then they put in another flower. And like, you know, all this stuff, it's just, everything is for a reason. And Cracker come in like, say like, oh, you know, let's get rid of melanin. Let's get rid of whatever. And look at this. Let's get rid of men. Let's get rid of, you know. That's what they like. They like chaos. Because they got the right to carry, open carry. They got the right to do whatever the fuck they want. They say like, oh yeah, we love chaos. We love chaos. The more chaos, the better to them. You know, that was like the feudalism, because they knew if there was chaos, you know, mysterious hordes of barbarians, you know, barbarics or whatever, you know, like the Khazars. Look at the Khazars with a K and an H and a Z, like zebra, Khazars. You know, how mysteriously they will pop out. They pop up and like, you know, like everybody like, oh, let me in the castle. Let me in the castle, master. You know, and then he will say, well, if I let you in, you gotta work and you gotta be doing this, you gotta be doing that, and I will protect you. You know, there was not even money. It was protection from the barbarians, from the mysterious barbarians. Like now, you know, they sell you antivirus protection for your computer. And who is releasing all these viruses? Who is releasing all these viruses? You see people like going in through the back door in the bus. Like, you gotta get creative. You gotta hide now. You gotta hide now because the bus driver, they don't like, you know, wait, somebody get off the back door. That's how you get in the bus. You know, like when I go to Flatbush, I have to stay around the corner, but they got a glass window. You know, otherwise, you know, they see that too many people. You see the bus stop is over there, the bus stop over here. So nobody get in the bus to the back door. I'm like, you see policemen at the bus stop on Flatbush and Church Avenue. They got NYPD watching the back door of the bus because that's a station where a lot of people get in the back door, for free. And they say that they give a damn, about the magic virus, oh yeah, we care about the economy. Look at New Yorkers, they're struggling because of the scamdemic. New Yorkers are struggling because of the scamdemic. And they don't even let you to get in the subway. You gotta go through whatever. I know what stops I can, what entrance I can get in for free. Of course you gotta walk. Of course you gotta walk. There's some people that they don't even like to wait. They want to swipe, and they want to swipe now. Come on. We're just waiting for a swipe. Or you gotta leave your house 15 minutes early just in case somebody swipe you in. And it's just I don't know. The people are just, this is the silence of the lambs, all the rescue money, it went to the NYPD, it went to the MTA, it went to, and New Yorkers got what, $1,200? They were supposed to be Gesara. You remember about Nesara Gesara? Everybody was supposed to get at least $100,000. And they end up getting $1,200. It's so stupid. Right there, supposedly it protects you. The Constitution, it protects you. When they do a scam like this, that they shut everything down, they let all the businesses, the government is supposed to pay everybody, American citizens, whatever, United slaves, citizens, $100,000, to start a new economy, whatever. We just got $1,200. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, master. Thank you, master. Oh, thank you, $1,200. And they go they snort all the $1,200 in 1 second. What the fuck are they gonna do? People are so stupid. Instead of saying, well, this is the divide and conquer. Now people are saying, oh no, I cannot even trust my family. Not even in our countries. I heard somebody, there was this woman and, a friend of mine, which I don't see her, she got a drug problem, alcohol problem, and whatnot. She finally got her tits, it's just a freaking addiction and they're a mess, But somebody just told me that her mom went back home in Mexico and she found out her brother had sold the house. And now the government gave her a room. Now she's living in a room. I never heard that. I told my friend, I never heard that shit. I always heard that, people were sending money back home, to start a business, to build a house, to be whatever. I never heard that. That's the second time I hear that people, they go back home and they get scammed. So over here, if people got $1,200, if there was not much so as divide and conquer, if there wasn't too much that, people could be oh, right, that's it. We leave $1,200, and our income tax, instead of spending it, because there's nothing to spend it on. I haven't got nails in a year, or more than a year. I haven't got nails. What am I gonna get nails for? Makeup. What do you think you need makeup for? People are cover their face anyway, so people should say we're gonna be pulling and we're gonna do like a susu flower, we call it a pyramid, or not a pyramid, a tanda, la tanda, which is like a pyramid, it's not like the susu flower, no. But you know what I mean, you have to give every month, no, every week. I think it's every week you have to give you have to go big, $500. So all your family have to be like, we're not spending nothing. We're getting into this Susu flower. We gotta come out $500 every week. $500 every week. And then, once you get all your money, then, that's it. You buy a house. Everybody buy a house. If it's like 5 members of the family, 5 families, whatever, from the same family. So right there, you can buy, a nice, fixer-upper. You fix it and you flip it. You do flipping houses. You start flipping houses. Something, or, you can make another 2 floors in the house and everybody can move into that house and you save all that money from the rent, all that shit. It was like, but we don't even think no more. We got to stay renting bullshit. We got to stay that's why there's so much mistrust now. It's like, I find too many people, they say my family, I don't trust them. I don't trust them one bit. They're like their family. And, I remember even 20, 30 years ago, I was the only one who didn't trust my family. And now it's kind of like, it's common now. It's common now. People are not making businesses with the family. Sometimes I feel like the only ones that keep the whole system is those who just arrived, that they are not so destroyed psychologically. I don't know, but anyway, summer's around the corner. I'm gonna continue downloading music for my summer, and that's it. I'm living at 5 in the morning, go to the beach, whatever, stay there the whole day. I got my new speaker, a very powerful speaker, so hopefully, I'm not gonna hear nobody around me. Not that I ever do. That beach, what I'm talking about, beach, no beach. That beach gets so packed sometimes. But I don't care. I arrive first. If you wanna sit next to me, I'm not gonna listen to your bullshit. Especially when they get drunk. I don't like listening to people's bullshit. And who knows? Who knows? Well, everywhere I look, they say it's a good year for me. Huh? Everywhere I look, it's a good year for me. They say I'm going places. That was the New York Post said. That's Sally Brompton or whatever her name is. I'm like, okay. I've been going places. I go to places. I go to Crown Heights. I go to Brownsville. I go to Hunts Point. I go to, all the ghettos. No, I'm just kidding. I just like to go for walks where there's no people bothering you too many drunks, because there's not too many drunks in the street, so you can walk around. As long as you go in the daytime, you can go to a lot of neighborhoods. And that's something new. That's a blessing. You will never be able to do that. You'll never be able to do that. It's like people used to ask you, where you going? You don't live here in this neighborhood. You're like, oh, I'm going to see such and such. Oh, okay, you can come in. And they will act such and such if you went to see such and such, you know. Like, there was like, you couldn't, and now with all these rezoning, gentrification, whatever, and the bullshit, like people, they just like, they let anybody in. They let anybody in their neighborhoods. So I'm like, okay, let me go walk. Because my neighborhood, I'm lucky that I can still have pasteles for $1, you know? You know, the ones that they make in the corner with the flour. You know, they got some chicken inside or something. I'm shocked they still cost $1. I'm sure like one of these days it's gonna be like, oh, it's $2 for one of those pasteles, you know, like. But that's about it. I buy one pastel. They have a 99-cent pizza. There's no much. Oh, sorry. There's no much choices. There's no much choices left. Oh, I gotta buy beans. Maybe I should go to. It might get too cold. Look at how it looked. Like rain is gonna come, like whatever. I don't know where this come from. Tomorrow they say rain. Tomorrow I'm staying home. I think I'm just gonna buy GMO beans for now. I have to go to this store where they sell organic beans, supposedly, that are cheaper. Or I gotta go to Whole Foods. Well, oops, I made a commercial. That's $4 for half a pound. Is it half a pound? I forgot how much it was. Yeah, it was half a pound. I think it was half a pound of beans. Like, it was 2 servings. Let's just say that. For me, that was just 2 servings. I have a lot of beans. I eat a lot of beans. You know, it's like, it's funny. Like, some people they get sick from eating beans. It's like, if you're Mexican, if you want your stomach to be like, you have a bowl of beans, and you're like, I guess it's just a product of a habit. We are product of habits, I guess. I don't know. That was one of my dreams, to live in Acapulco. You know, the people were so nice there. Whenever I went there, people were so and grateful too. You know, like getting their business. Some other people are just like, they treat you like shit. You're buying shit from them, and they treat you like shit. I'm like, really? Oh my gosh, and their food is so amazing. We are fighting right now to get a leftist, you know, I mean, not